Good morning. Hope you're well and enjoying this time and this opportunity to just relax and recharge your batteries. I was thinking earlier today, there's been a lot on the news about Captain Tom Moore, and if you haven't heard about him, Google him and look him up. He's all over the BBC News. He's a man of 99 years of age, and he'll be 100 in 10 days or so's time. And he decided, because he'd had cancer and he'd had heart problems and different bits and bobs, that he wanted to do something to try and raise some funds for the NHS. So he set out with a target of raising £1,000, and he was going to do that by doing 100 laps of his garden at 25 metres per lap. So he's going to do 2,500 metres. What, a mile and a quarter, mile and a half, something like that. So not a massive distance, but for a man of 99, not inconsiderable, and he's done it with his walking frame. But then the public have spotted it, the news has got hold of it, and it's gone absolutely viral. And the last I'd heard, he'd raised over £13 million. And it made me stop and think about a few things. One is the insignificance of what he thought he was doing. He's going to do 100 laps of 25 metres. It's not massive, but for him it was a lot. But it was something he felt he could do, and he wanted to use it, and he wanted to use it to bless others. And then I thought about how the insignificant that we do and that we can do can impact and bless others. And I'm just wondering what I'm doing and what I can do that to me might seem insignificant but might be a great blessing to others. And then I thought about the little lady at the temple who Jesus spotted coming along and putting her 2 mites in the temple offertory. And Jesus said how much she had given, even that despite the smallness of it in terms of actual value and actual denomination, she had given all that she had. She'd given out of her uttermost. And I guess the same is true of Captain Tom. For him to do these 100 laps at 25 metres is a big ask, but he was willing to do it, and she was willing to do it. And Jesus said of her that what she had given was so important and so significant and so valued by him and by God. And then the third thing I thought about was when the boy, Jesus was preaching, and he wanted to feed the large crowd of 5,000 men plus a load of ladies and a load of children, and he didn't know what he was going to feed them. Well, he knew what he was going to feed them, but he challenged the disciples, what are you going to feed them? And they said, we got no money, we can't afford it. The only thing we've been able to find is this basket of 5 loaves and 2 little fish that belongs to this young lad. And Jesus took it, and he blessed it, and he multiplied it, and he used it to feed 5,000. So, my question to you is, what is it that you've got that you might consider to be insignificant? You might think it's of zero or very little value. You may think it's not enough to make a difference. But what is it you've got that you can give to God, and God can bless it, and he can multiply it, and he can use it to make a significant difference in people's lives? Maybe you need to just go and stop and think about that for a moment, and then take whatever it is you feel that you've got and give it to God and ask him to bless it, to multiply it, and use it for his glory. And who knows, you might have a target of £1,000 and end up with 13 million plus, the same as Captain Tom has. Let me pray. Lord, I just thank you for this day. I thank you that you love us. I thank you that you give us things. Lord, I just pray that you will just show us what we have that you can use for your glory and for your kingdom. Amen.